Good morning. Well, the Aussie share market is eyeing a lacklustre start to the week. If you looked at the futures, it's suggesting a fall of 0.2% or 14 points. And that's because global market sentiment is lower. Starting with the US, the major indices fell, with the Dow Jones down the most, about 1%, on corporate allegations weighing down the market. No economic news was out, so it was all looking at what was coming out from the corporate side. Boeing allegedly lied to regulators about the 737 MAX systems, or the safety systems, which is why Boeing shares saw heavy selling, down 7%, and that was their biggest one-day fall since earlier this year in February. Johnson & Johnson shares also coming under heavy selling after they recalled some of their baby powder after finding traces of asbestos. However, if you looked at a longer term horizon over the week, the Wall Street posted gains as earnings season so far is tracking better than expected, with over 81% of the companies that have reported beating expectations. Over in Europe, their stocks were lower, and that was ahead of the key British Brexit vote on Saturday at the weekend. And of course, now we know the fate of that, and the UK Parliament postponed the key vote of the new divorce deal ahead of the world's largest trade bloc exit. That's of course now up in the air. So now the UK PM is being forced to seek an extension to leaving the UK on October 31. And because of this uncertainty, the sterling fell. Over to gold, that's meantime steady, and global bonds are mostly higher, while the Australian dollar has maintained its 68.50 US level after stronger than expected employment data out last week. What's happening today, and what could you be watching? Well, Webjet shares could rise after Macquarie became a major shareholder in the firm late on Friday. CBA has announced as well late Friday that its assets under management business, or its assets management business called Colonial First State, has been hit by a class action relating to fees charged to members of the First Choice Superannuation Trust, and that's their superannuation platform. The business says it's reviewing the claims, and we can expect a response over the coming days. Hopefully, its shares are expected to open lower if you were to look at the price matches going on at the moment and looking at the indicative price. WiseTech shares also expected to open sharply lower after they copped some heavy selling late last week on the allegations that their book value and that their growth and revenue had been fake and overstated on the back of those short seller allegations. Despite the company WiseTech Global quashing those allegations and issuing a report late on Friday night, if you looked at the indicative price matches again on the market, it's suggesting another heavy sell-off. So really indiscriminate selling taking place, unscrupulous, which is disappointing to see. What else can we watch today? Well, a fairly quiet economic week ahead. Later this week, the manufacturing data is expected to show a drop into contractionary phase, so that will be closely watched. And the services sector is expecting a pretty flat result, so you could watch the reaction to those as well. But that's it from me. Do have a great day and happy trading.